Hello and welcome to Bags of Action. My name's Steve and this is a 5-minute review of Four Brothers from 2005. The film stars Mark Wahlberg, Andre Benjamin, Garrett Edlund and Tyrese Gibson as the four adopted brothers who grew up together in a foster care system that couldn't find a home for them. The person who raised them is brutally gunned down by two gangbangers when they come to rob a local store. On the surface of it, it seems like she was merely in the wrong place at the wrong time, but they're determined to find out who is responsible and get justice in this very, what appears to be on the surface, a straight revenge film. The interesting thing is that all four of the brothers are very unique and distinct characters. None of them are former special forces or anything like that, and a couple of them have severe problems, one of them who has been in and out of the prison system. As the four brothers reconnect with each other, but also come to terms with what happened to their mother, they start exploring the local community and find that a lot has changed in the time since they've been away. The police, led by Lieutenant Green, who is played by Terrence Howard, are also friends of the family, and they know their mother to be a very respected woman in the community, and they also want to find justice for her. It quickly becomes apparent that there's a lot more going on than the brothers were told, because the witness who saw the two gangbangers turns out to be lying. Someone has fed in the story in return for some money, and the brothers then begin to start digging deeper. They want to find out who killed their mother, and if it was just wrong place, wrong time, or if there's something else going on. But they're also puzzled by who would want to kill their mother, because as far as they knew, she was just a sweet old woman. What I really liked about this film is that the four brothers really don't seem to get along, and they all have very spiky and uncomfortable aspects to their personality. However, as time goes on, you can see that the bond between the four of them is still incredibly strong, despite the time that's passed. And what unites them, even those who are so very, very different, is that their love for their mother, and that they will do anything for each other and for her. As the film goes on, you begin to realize that the crime in the local area is being led by one person, Victor Sweet, who has his hands in a number of pockets, including the police and also the local council. Victor Sweet, played by Chiwetel Ejiofor, is basically chewing up the scenery. Now, I know he's an incredibly capable actor who has won great awards, but here he's kind of ratcheted it up to 11 stupid, which is a little bit of a shame, because I suspect it was more the direction that's something that he wanted to do, because he's very capable of doing subtle and scary at the same time. All four of the actors who play the brothers do it with great empathy and also great compassion, and you really begin to believe that they are brothers, despite the very obvious differences on the surface when you look at them. This is also raised at one point in the film where a character points out to them saying, "You four aren't brothers because two of them are black," but they say, "Well, yes, we are." And that's kind of the end of it, because there's a bond that goes beyond them being related by blood. I don't want to say that the police in the film are made to look stupid, but there is a certain element of that, because the brothers break the law several times and yet seem to get away with it, and nobody seems to come after them, except for when it's convenient to the plot. So that was a little bit frustrating. However, putting that aside, you really begin to buy into the four brothers as characters, and you want them to succeed, despite them bumbling along and sometimes creating more problems than they need to, which is quite refreshing in a way, because they weren't the most capable. They didn't have a special set of skills and all of that sort of stuff that we've seen time and again. What they do have is drive and determination, and when they find those who are responsible, they come down on them very hard. But that's not the end of the film, because there's more going on. They find out that their mother was involved in something else, and even though their impression of her doesn't change, they begin to realize that the city needs more help from them than just them getting vengeance and walking away again. At times, the film was uncomfortable, but also it was touching, as you really buy into the story of these four brothers and what they're going through. And as a result, you really want them to succeed, both in what they're trying to do to find out what happened to their mother, but also their own problems and their personal relationships, which they really managed to explore, despite the film not having a very long runtime. So this film turned out to be quite a solid action thriller, where there was a lot of grey around the areas, both to do with the characters, the story of what happened to their mother, but also the city and the authorities who were all involved to a lesser or greater degree. The action, when it did happen, was explosive and surprising, and also felt brutal and real, because these are just ordinary guys with guns on the street. They're not trained professionals or specialists, so sometimes things went wrong, and that made it feel more genuine and put you closer to the action. So overall, I really had fun with this film, and I'm going to give it a solid 3 out of 5, because it's definitely worth your time if you enjoy these sort of action thrillers with a solid cast. So, have you seen Four Brothers? If so, get in touch with us and let us know what you thought. You can email us, you can come onto the Facebook group, and of course don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and leave a comment below about what you thought.